My wife. Meet my second wife. My Achalugo.
Your second what? Will you take her from this
Hey! Are you mad? How dare you try to lay your filthy hands on my latest new wife? Are you mad?
Papa, he got a new wife. Am I not beautiful enough to be his one and only wife?
You have no right to lay your hands on my daughter-in-law. Don't lay your hands on my daughter-in-law.
Papa.
My daughter, I brought these two things for you before I met this incident, so that you choose between this and this. This is a can of water and this is a perfume.
Okay, I will choose this, Papa.
Why did you choose the perfume instead of the can of water?
Because this perfume is expensive, it's classy, and it can make someone smell good.
Wow, very good. You choose it because it can make you smell nice and expensive and classy, but the only purpose it serves is to make one smell nice. Now, look at this water. It serves multiple purposes. By the time you use this water to take your shower, it makes you smell nice. By the time you use this water to wash off a dirt, it cleans off the dirt. By the time you use this water to cook, it makes you eat. By the time you are thirsty, you drink water. Sometimes if the weather is so hot, you use water to calm yourself. It is also used to produce ice block and a lot of things. But why am I saying all this in essence? The reason I am telling you this is for you to understand your role as a wife. You are supposed to play multiple roles in your marriage, and by so doing, you become a necessity to that marriage, not an option. Do you know that perfume serves an optional purpose? For one to buy a perfume, that person has to be financially stable. Let me ask you a very important question. If you have $100 in your account and there is no water anywhere, no perfume anywhere for free, and they tell you a can of water is $100 and a perfume is $100, perhaps you are extremely thirsty at that point in time. What will you use that $100 to buy?
A can of water.
So that you quench your thirst.
Yes.
Why? Because you need it for survival.
Yes.
Make yourself that wife that your husband cannot survive without. Otherwise, he gets second option. By the time you fail to play your role as a very good housewife, your husband will be left with no choice than to look for who will become that necessity. As a married woman, your role is beyond having an affair with your husband. You are supposed to be in charge of your children's upbringing. You are supposed to be in charge of cooking for your husband and so many other house chores. But when they got married to you, you got deceived by your beauty. A lot of people were praising your husband right before your presence, letting him know that he married the most beautiful girl in town. And that made you got carried away. What do you always do? You started disrespecting your husband. You started sitting here, crossing legs and doing nothing at home. Sometimes I felt ashamed to see my son playing in the house. Sometimes I felt ashamed to see my son washing the plates, and sometimes he washes the clothes, whereas his wife is there doing nothing. The worst part of it is that he cooks for you to eat. All because you feel as a beautiful and elegant lady that your husband cannot survive without you. But you never knew that the beautiful ones are not yet born. And here he is today with another beautiful woman. And this message is for you both. Not just for you alone, but for her inclusive. Understand that the same way perfume is highly expensive, classy, and nice, and people are rushing to have it, that is the same way that water is most important, but they all look the same if you look at them. They are all whitish in color, liquid in form, but serves different purposes. If the major reason for marriage is to have an affair with a woman, people would have started patronizing robots to use them for having an affair. But what makes you a housewife, not a robot, is your ability to understand the marital role. Because in few years to come, perhaps both of you will no longer having affair as husband and wife. Both of you will not look attractive to each other. But that character of yours, good character of yours, will be there forever. That respect you are respecting your husband, how you see him as your leader, will be there forever. That your role as a mother will be there forever. Perhaps you'll be benefiting from the good upbringing you gave to your children, because they will come of age to take care of you as a mother. What if you got carried away? At this point in time, when you have all the opportunity to fix things, to make things right, but you decide to abandon them, you have all it takes. Beauty alone cannot hold marriage, but your character is most important thing, highly most important than your physical beauty. You insult your husband, you make him not to have peace of mind. On so many occasions, he claims that he travels. He goes to hotel and lodge because he feels bad whenever he comes back home. I called him to sit him down and talk to him. What did he tell me? That he goes to watch football matches. Even after the matches, he watches highlights till midnight, because each time he thinks about coming home, tears drop from his cheek. Why? Because he has a wife who makes herself option instead of making herself a necessity. You are lucky that your husband only went in and bring in second wife. What if he was a man who considered adultery as second option? When you feel your role and your duty as a housewife, what if he decides to go out there and cheat on you with another woman, perhaps bringing all sorts of diseases to infect you with, because you felt your duty as a wife is only to have an affair with your husband, which is completely not going entirely with the reason for marriage. Marriage is a bond, and as a wife you play multiple roles. That is only one of the roles of a wife, having an affair. Because on countless occasions, what do you keep on telling him? What style have I not been giving you? It's not only, it doesn't end on affair. It doesn't end there. Just like water will serve the purpose of perfume and still serve so many other purposes. Even though the water will not effectively serve the purpose of perfume, but it will serve the purpose of perfume and serve too many other purposes. And that makes it necessity in human life. That is the way a second wife can serve that purpose of having an affair, where you are an expert, and still serve other purposes. And then some people have water and at the same time they have perfume. If they need that perfume and yet they need that water that will serve different purposes, so you make yourself water and he now has to you make yourself a perfume. He now has to see her as water that will complement you in serving those other purposes that you are having lapses, and you remain that perfume maybe for having an affair. You are an expert. It doesn't end with her. I have to come back to you, my son. So many of us fail to realize that every bigger honor comes with much bigger responsibility. You want to get married to 2 wives, then get ready with what comes with it. It is indeed necessary for you to maintain justice among the 2 of them. Otherwise, whatever you are doing, the repercussion is waiting for you